universe.
I just feel he's like, I don't know. Like it's like he's always missing something.
Missing the it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Ooh. You think he missing the it?
The it.
See?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
But like that's college.
No.
Rose was the nigga in the league. We talking about the league, not college years.
When it came to college, Cole was that nigga.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, okay. And you know I ain't finna go toe to toe with you with fucking Cole.
Yeah.
But we talking about Big Sean. Big Sean was the man in college. When he came in the league, he was a force, but he wasn't never that.
He wasn't
dude.
dominant. Yeah, he wasn't dominant.
So he wasn't. Rose was that dude in the league at one point. He was that nigga, bro, for 2 years. He was like damn near feared, bro. That was a time that D Rose.
Yeah. What's his name? What the fuck is his name?
Michael Jordan.
Huh? Wade,
Rose,
yeah.
Rose was a less successful Wade.
But he was less successful because of his injuries. We saying,
Facts.
my point is, oh shit, my point, which that junk is rocking. My point is this. On the basketball side, Rose had a time.
He won a category. He's the youngest MVP.
He's the youngest MVP. So he
That's
had
cool.
a time that he smacked the league. The league looked at him. I'm saying that Big Sean had a time that he was one of the top tiers at that moment, but it was never his moment. Like he never had a time where it was like the Big Sean rollout. Like if it was a award show, he's closing the show and we stand to see Big Sean. He never had that time.
I feel like that 08, 09,
That was him in college.
like
his first
10,
album is 2011.
10, 8, 9, 10, 11. Them 4 years, I just feel like Sean never really capitalized off that shit.
Oh, for
Like he
sure.
should've.
He never got his
All
college
his
buzz
peers
back.
went hard on him.
But
No,
he snapped
no.
in the league.
No,
He was, bro. Big Sean was delivering, bro. Top verses.
He was,
bro.
and still is. He just dropped the album when fucking
Not too long ago.
yeah, maybe like a couple months ago or some shit like
But I
that.
don't think
better
he
not listen to that
connects.
shit.
Like he's not a long lasting that you gotta go listen to him to get a buzz or a feeling back. Like if I'm gonna get a phase of how I feel to have a jean vest on, a snapback with the big brim on, with some big felines. If I want that feeling, I go listen to some early Drake before I go listen to Big Sean. I go
True,
listen
right,
to A$AP
which-
Rocky
which-
before I listen to some Big Sean.
Which brings me back to what I said previously. He's missing that it.
For sure, I was in agreement.
Yeah,
with you.
like
for sure.
he's missing that it, but like how far off is he missing it is the question.
He's not far.
He's not far at all.
It's something that I think with his person, and
I just think people either think he's corny or they don't like him.
okay.
It's one of them two.
But let me say this to the viewer, because I just said this the other day, and that was a dope point. Let's be clear of what is being corny. Let's be clear of this. Being corny is not doing something that the popular don't like. That's not. That's actually in certain words considered being different. We got to stop thinking that. Corny to me is lacking self-awareness. If you're doing something and you're not aware of where you should do it or how you should sell it, you're corny. Now, if you just, let's just say if you're just an awkward person. My brother, for one hand, is a very awkward person. I wouldn't say he's corny because he's aware of his awkwardness and he weaponizes it on you. So he's laughing at you.
Yeah.
So in a way, he's not corny because he's aware of what you think he's weird about. So he's laughing at your reaction. He's just human, like he's having fun with himself. That's not corny. That's kind of brilliant. A lot of comedians does that. But if you a nigga like T.I. and Big Sean, I'm not gonna say Big Sean corny, but it's certain niggas that just not aware. Soulja Boy, you're just not aware that we're laughing at you or that we don't feel what you're saying. Ray J, like bro, we know you're lying. You feel what I'm saying? Like we know it, but we feel sad that you don't know it. That's to me corny. I just can't call Big Sean corny because that nigga's cool.
No. Okay, when I make
I'm
the
sorry
point,
that was long, but I just
no,
that
you good.
correlated to me.
It was right on the money, right? Not like when I say people like when I say people think he's corny, I think like the masses, right?
You think so?
it has to be either they think he's corny or either they just don't like what he's doing.
Kind of both.
What you think, kid? Because like you was,
I'm a fan of Big
yeah,
Sean.
like you was there with him.
Big Sean to me is one of the greatest lyricists I've ever heard in my life. But what I will say is this right here.
Hey, I can't argue with that for some reason.
You can't, bro.
Yeah, I
You
want
can't.
to.
You can't.
But
You can't
sorry.
argue with
Because
that.
the thing is, his situation is like, to me, well, I'm not comparing him to him, but I'm comparing his situation. His situation to me is like Nas, where people.
Wait a minute.
Let me.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you what
I
I'm.
had to say
Go
it.
ahead, go ahead,
Go ahead, bro.
Go
The reason I say that is, if you was to ask the kids today about Jay-Z or Nas,
Okay.
they're gonna go for Jay-Z. They're gonna tell you more of Jay-Z's work than Nas' work. If you was to
It's
bring
an
out,
unfair argument.
that's what I
Very
mean.
unfair.
Such a great artist who you would say is a hit record making
Nas
artist.
got the better vocabulary. I mean, the better
Records.
discography. Do I want to
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Better.
And see, when people who really never been a fan of Nas, when they hear y'all compare him to Jay-Z, it like baffles them. It's like, this nigga?
They're not rap fans.
Exactly. And that's how it is with Big Sean. It's like people ain't rap fans. You know what I'm saying? They're not rap fans
That's
no
a
more.
good point.
Because he's so dope and the other popular artist was out at the time. So think about that.
Yeah.
You have like Drake.
The leader of the new school, but he was right there.
Don't forget about a nigga who was right there smidging around him, which was Travis Scott, I believe.
Travis Scott, but Travis Scott wasn't that era.
When
Like he was more of like he was like the era right out there. Like he was like
He was like 08, 09.
no, you going back so far. Cause
But that's when he came out.
yeah, that's when he came out, but that ain't when he had his turn.
When he popped.
Like he had his turn like Rich Homie era. Like so that was like the next era when he was rocking.
Yeah, that was like like
He
12,
won in
13.
that range with the Coles, Kendricks, the ASAP Rocky. But like he won there. I think he stole his style from ASAP Rocky, but I'm sorry.
But I would say
Yeah, I think so.
on that level, even when you look at it, even when you just name those stars right there,
Mm-hmm.
each one of them people seem more like stars instead of someone who's being backed by a star.
Damn, that was it.
That's
So-
it.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
look,
That was it.
That was it. That was
so
it.
when you really
That was
look at it,
was
when
it.
you
That's
think
it.
about
That's
J.
it.
Cole, you think about J. Cole. When you think about Drake, you think about Drake. When you think about Big Sean, you think about Kanye.
You think about Kanye.
think about Kanye.
That's the truth. He did it.
Because
Okay.
why?
That's because
But why is the question?
because that's how
No, you know why. Let him continue. Can't stand you, bro. You know why. Keep
Because
cooking, kid.
even when I see it, anytime I think about it, like when I think about a hit from Big Sean, Kanye's attached to it. Usually,
Always.
think about it. What
always.
hit is Big Sean's?
Or it'll sound
No,
like
no,
it.
no. We got him and Nicki Minaj.
Who? Okay, party. And
Okay.
ass.
Yeah. That
Which
that
was my joint?
He got
But that even goes with the point. His hits are attached to somebody.
Ooh, that's
Are you
another
saying?
good point.
Are you saying he's not a standalone type of person?
When you think about J.
I don't
Cole,
think he got any standalone hits.
He doesn't.
When you think about J. Cole, what? Even niggas who don't even love J. Cole.
Force
One
Five.
time for my LA niggas. One time for my
No
LA.
features.
I like that I do it,
No
but
features.
again, I do it had to be attached to a record with him and Nicki.
Yeah.
That fucking I
Yeah.
do it. But
Yeah.
most of the time, I have songs that I love by J. Cole. I mean by Sean, but it's not a single. Like I can't think of one single where it was just wow.
And to even hear
That's
a
it.
single,
I
you
like
gotta be
that.
a fan of him. You gotta be the
Yeah.
person that's on his album.
Yeah.
Like going through like I
he
got
had great album music.
And I say the same. But he's attached to everybody. He's never been that star player. You know, Drake has hits from Drake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Sean,
He's a little nigga's little nigga. And to me, when you a little nigga's little nigga, you gotta kind of find out how to step out that box. Because you gotta remember, Kanye was a little nigga's
Little nigga.
little nigga.
Yeah.
But he had to find a way to step out and go crazy.
And then
But
that
Sean,
album.
but like Sean never had that. And you a little nigga that call yourself Big Sean that do nothing,
Nothing
big.
big.
So
Nothing.
it's like that's lacking.
Talking.
To me, it's this, bro. You missed. I think because you didn't have marketing niggas around you, you missed a wave that I think was custom made for you. I think at the time when it was Drake and Drake was teeter-tottering in that Chris Brown lane, and Chris Brown was like being Chris, but then gangster Chris at the same time, you was like the relationship nigga. Like, you was the nigga that women went to hear some cool shit about relationship shit.
Yep.
But it's like you jumped off it. Like, even your biggest hit, I don't know, baby, I ain't fucking with you. That's a relationship song. You was talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like.
And that was his comeback song.
That was his comeback song. I remember me and like Doug, we was going through our relationships. And the one song we played back to back was Don't Tell Me You Love Me. You're gonna make it real hard for me. I wish you was ugly. Maybe it won't be so hard to leave. Why couldn't you stay there, nigga?
When you hear that music, you think
That
to
was
yourself,
that was the pocket, but he moved on to that. I'm bibbing the baki, blinking, ticking the cocky, and the watch tiki taki. I was eating some tacos. I'm like, what the fuck? Every song was like that. But Cameron didn't last long to his point, and Cameron don't have many hits on his own.
But
He's
we
horrible.
still talk about that Cameron flow.
He stayed in a pocket.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
okay, see, that's why I feel like it's lopsided when it comes to Big Sean.
Yeah.
Right? For the simple fact of, just like you say, he went into we all call it the Cameron flow.
But you ain't
But
Cameron.
we credit that to Cameron.
We do.
But we don't call Cameron corny for doing that.
he's
'Cause
corny to
not.
me.
Cameron's
Cameron
corny?
is the most corniest rapper I've ever. You know I had to say that. I've always
He
always
he
said
always
Cameron
does.
is horrible as an artist. It's his
No,
flow
no,
to me. If I was a police officer and
Purple
a guy
Haze is
told
amazing,
me
by the way.
he killed a guy from listening to Cameron, I'd let him off. I would fully fucking
As a
understand.
rapper, you have to respect that whole
You have
that
to.
whole line. And let's get it twisted. Once I point this out to you, you're gonna be like, oh, that's a like a family bloodline flow. If you go down from them Mace, Jay-Z, 50 Cent before he got shot, and you go down to even them Camerons, it's effortless. And then you can put Biggie there too. It's an effortless flow. It's almost like they breathing and it's rhyming. It's just beauty. It's a beauty on a beat. It's
effortless.
like he making it up. Like, and you be like, bro, he keep going. Never mind that. We can rewind that. We can rewind that. You like, bro, how long he ain't stopping? Like, there's no hiccup in his flow. That's beauty. And Cameron's like that, bro. His flow, it seemed like it's getting off on a bad start, but he never crash.
Never.
It's like he say some shit that you end up saying 20 years later. My computing. Y'all
Yeah.
say that now.
Yeah.
Life ain't life.
Life
That's
ain't.
a Cameron
That's a
bar.
Cam. My point.
What?
My point. We don't like it, but we don't put me and you don't put Cameron in that circle.
In what circle?
In that
Bubblegum?
I hate to say it,
Bubble
bro.
what?
No, in that Big Sean circle.
He's not in there.
A Big Sean circle is somebody that we respect, but it's just like, but you gotta be like you have to be a hip hop person to respect that person.
But he's a
Seinfeld, bro.
My point exactly.
Cam is the Seinfeld of
Wale,
rap.
for instance.
Wale's the same.
Wale,
No.
Wale's garbage though, but
you see what I'm saying? But you respect him, right?
yeah. You got to.
You respect his skill,
Because
right?
his college years, bro. That nigga Carmelo, his college years is unstoppable.
Okay.
Fucking stoppable, bro.
Now, when
Fucking stop.
did Lotus Flower Bomb come out?
That's like 13.
14, some
Okay.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you can drop records like that, now see, Wale
And that's not his only record either.
I got to take two, but go ahead.
What made Wale stick out to me is Wale was something more of like a monster to me. All right, I'm just letting y'all know that.
You gotta elaborate.
Let me tell you what I mean, because I'm not even a big Wale fan.
I gotta listen
So,
to this.
Wale was like a monster to me. Somebody coming from Atlanta. There was this award show. I can't remember what it was, but they had Wale, and he was the only fucking act. Like he was the only nigga the whole time. He was like at the top, and he was just playing all his records, and he would just perform, and it was just Wale. I'm like, bro, who the fuck is this nigga? And I started listening to him. I listened to him again. I'm like, this nigga's ass, bro. This nigga's. I'm just being honest. I kept saying that because I'm like, because one thing about Wale he do that I don't like is sometimes Wale will just talk and not be rhyming, and he'll just be making noises. Sometimes I would really just. Next time when I feel your shine.
Man, you love that because you always talked about it. You always spoke about that, bro. You love that. You love it. I'm gonna call you out on
Not with him.
No, bro. You
With me.
always brought that up. You always made fun of it, but you paid attention to it.
That shit is horrible.
I got a question. I got a question. If Wale would have came out 2-3 years ago, Wale wouldn't be the same Wale that he is now.
I agree.
Simply because of the single era that we're in. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, you think he'd be bigger?
what? A million times bigger. Lotus Flower Bomb? Like, I don't have to
Well,
keep
Wale's
going.
big now, though.
Yeah, but he never got the full respect because I think the social media shit
And the niggas he attached to.
The niggas he attached to.
and the
He
niggas
like
he
Chris
attached
Paul.
to, right?
Yeah.
But think about
Wale's
it.
Chris Paul.
It's definitely crazy.
If Lotus Flower Bomb came out last week, it'll be a different scene.
I disagree.
That wasn't
I
for
feel like
Atlanta,
it'll be a
though.
different scene, bro.
I hate to say this.
Lotus Flower Bomb is such a fire song.
It is.
We don't
The
respect
perfect-
singles today.
What you mean? It's a single driven. It's a single driven nation.
Nah,
right
we
now.
passed that.
No, how?
It's a minute now. Like,
Name me a good album that came out that's not one of your favorite artists.
say that again, sir.
Name me a great album that's came out recently that's not from your favorite artist, like from a new artist that you just found out
I
about.
can't. Well,
You wanna know why?
but-
Because niggas is not putting out quality albums no more. Albums is
but
constant.
to that
like-
point, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
But to that point, people also not really rolling out as many singles. Like niggas singles, niggas ain't like it's bro. You don't know the song right now. It's bro, cause next week it will not be here. Like for instance, Lotto just dropped, bro. But her music feel like it don't dropped a minute ago.
Oh, you gonna bring something else out?
Like exactly, and then they bring something else out.
Like, what the
bro,
fuck?
be clear.
No.
Future dropped
Three of
three
them
albums this
Hey, wait,
year.
you know what I asked?
But why?
When Future coming out?
You feel what I'm saying? So, like what I'm saying.
But because them shits is mid, bro.
But
They're just throwing. Okay,
yeah.
bro,
so to my
it's like-
point, I don't know what era this is, but we're past the single era too. Like,
We're not. I'm telling you, we're not.
no, I'm saying, like, bro. Think about this, bro. Think about this. Think about this. If this was 7 years ago, Not Like Us would still be a big deal right now. Not Like Us right now, people act like it's ages ago, and it's not.
And it was it was earlier
So
this
I'm
summer.
saying, it's a weird time in music. It's like you can drop something Tuesday, and then by next Tuesday, it's old news.
It's microwavable.
So
Everybody,
like, I'm
like,
I
we
think we
all-
both saying the same thing.
Yeah. But like, see, like, we like as like people nowadays. I think people got so used to giving so much music, like the streaming era. I like. Do you know how many times I go on Apple Music and I stumble across a new artist, or I go on Instagram and I stumble across a new artist, or
You actually look for new artists?
no, yeah.
That's kinda dope.
Yeah, like probably 70% of the time I do, just because it's like, okay, I'm tired of listening to the same music. So now it's like, all right, cool, let me go
You
find.
try to listen to your old music.
Yeah.
Because
What if you're on an Instagram live?
to
and you
me,
get
it's just like if you
teary-eyed?
don't like women.
Okay, then that's
What
the
do you
thing,
like?
but it's just like